Hi, hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel, but also to my first video. My name is Ameleth, and I'm a person who wants to become a Vtuber in the future, to do streams while I do my drawings. What you will watch in this video is a practice I started a couple of months ago to improve my skills of sketching, line art, rendering, proportions, measurement with my eyes, but also to see if my actual skills were enough to finally do a complete drawing. I'm the type of person who almost never finish his drawings, and that has led me to have a bad line art, or at least not be as good as I am when I sketch. And the same for the coloring. But before continue, I must apologize because I do not have a microphone and I'm using my cell phone to record my voice, and probably the audio will be not so good compared to most of the videos on YouTube. And also, I must say that English is not my official language, so it is very probable that you will hear a lot of mistakes. I hope I can improve my English with every video. I cannot promise that, but I will try to put all my effort to improve my English. Now, continuing with the video, the reason why I started that practice is, as I said, to see if my skills were enough to finally do a full piece of drawing, but also to see if I can solve a problem or not. You see, I do not have the spirit of a real artist. What I mean is, there are people who can draw a lot of hours per day without feeling like stressed or with pressure or tired. And well, that is not my case. I can, for example, do the sketching process without stop for like 1 hour, but when I must to start a line art process, I start to feeling or thinking things like, oh, I do not want to do this anymore. I prefer to do other things, or maybe I just need to start another drawing. And I really hate that, because deep in me I really wanted to be able to draw a lot of hours without feeling like that, and I do not know how to fix that. So what the idea I came up with to see if, for example, I can improve my line art is, can I use my energies and my mood I usually have to do the sketching process to do the line art process, like skipping the sketching process and jumping straight to the line art process? And well, the problem with that is I do not have a drawing to do the line, a drawing made by myself to do the line art of it. So what I had to do was download a drawing from internet, and I decided to download a drawing made by AI because I felt like it will be bad in a certain way to use the drawing of another person to trace about it. The only reason why I decided to download an AI art is just to see if I'm able to use all my mood and patience to do the line art of a full drawing and nothing else. And the drawing I downloaded is this one. This drawing is, as far as I know, from a video game you can check on Steam. I have never played it before, so I cannot say if it is good or not. But what I can say is I really liked the design of her, so I downloaded it and started to do the line art of it. Usually, when I try to do the line art of any of my drawings, it can take me more than 12 hours to finish that because I cannot draw for more than 30 minutes. Uh, the line art. I like stop and start doing other things and come back like after 20 minutes and draw another 20 minutes, and that obviously is not good. Is if I want to improve my line art or at least draw faster, I cannot do that. And well, surprisingly, when I started to do this line art and when I finished it, I discovered that in fact the mood and patience I usually have when I do the sketching process was enough to finish the whole line art in 7 hours approximately. And I felt very good for that. But then I discovered that when I started the sketching at the rendering process, I discovered that my mood was almost zero, and I felt like a lot of pressure and stress, and that meant that I do not have enough patience or mood to complete a full drawing without stop, and that made me feel very bad or sad. I do not know how to change that. But well, I hope I can achieve a change in the future. Well, the line art of this drawing is let me show you the line art of this drawing is this one. As I said, it took me like 7 hours to complete it. I felt very good for that. Well, I do not know if call this line art because I only use like thin lines, and usually I know, as far as I know, line art is when you apply different weights to it to give to simulate the sensation of depth. But well, I call it for now line art. After that, what I did was apply the flat colors. These are the flat colors, and my goal with this part of the practice was see if I'm able also to replicate or copy the original textures of the drawing. The original textures of this drawing are this one. Please check the texture of the jacket, the dress, the hair, how of the jewel, and the eyes, and hand. And what I did was pick each color, but only the colors, and try to use my skills to replicate everything. And the result of that is this. Give me a moment. This is for the skin, and then the yellow parts of her skin, some extra details, for example here, and then for the jacket, for the dress, for the eyes, and then for the hair, And that's it. uh, I found that I felt happy because I think that the texture I was able to replicate for the dress, for example, or the hand, or the face itself, the skin, were very good. I know this cannot be called an achievement, maybe, but for a person who most of the time only spent his time sketching and practicing body proportions and only a few minutes per week to rendering for many years, this type of achievement was very important for me. The second part of this practice, what I try to do is see if I can replicate the drawing, but not tracing it, just by watching it. What I did was take the original picture and make it smaller, and then I I started doing the sketch. This is the first thing I did for the pose to figure out where the hands should be. And something interesting I found is that the shoulders are a bit far away from the rib cage when usually they should be a bit closer to the rib cage. And I asked the ChatGPT to reason about this, and it told me that probably the reason for this is to highlight the jacket, but also, well, as far as I know, she works in an hotel and she has a charge of importance. So if you want to highlight that charge or position, I think that it is a good idea to highlight like the shoulders to make you feel like the person is important. And well, that is the explanation it gave me. And I did not know if replicate everything because, as I said, I usually practice human body proportions, and it felt like bad for me trying to exaggerate certain things despite the fact that there are many type of styles that exaggerate certain part of the body. So what I did at the end was make some few fixes to make it more like human and keep others things. And well, after found the pose, I did a sketch of the body, of the face, hands, etc. And then I did the same for the clothes, and accessories. And finally, I did like a sketch of the line art, not the final line art, which is this one. As you can see, I changed the eye, for example, the hand, this hand, and also I draw the fingers a bit more separate, and well, I did, as I said, I did few changes, just the ones I did not like. And well, after that, I did the final line art, and the result of that is this. This is the final result of the line art, and like the line art of the previous part, uh, well, like the previous part, it took me like 7 hours, and again, I felt very good for that. But when I tried to do the coloring process, I had to stop like for 1 or 2 days. I do not remember. Obviously, that makes me feel so bad, but I cannot change that for now. I added then the flat colors. For the flat colors, what I did was not pick the colors of the original picture, just pick the ones I found were more properly or approximately similar to the original ones. I do not wanted to cheat in that way, and then I started the rendering. Now I added the shadows in one layer. I know it is bad doing rendering in one layer, but I have some difficult sometimes to not uh, coloring in one layer a lit shadows because I do not know how to um, how to mix the flat colors um, with the shadows and different. Well, I do not know how to mix them, and I needed to use one layer. I do not know how to mix them in different layers, so I have not discovered that yet. After that, I added the lights. I don't know. These are not lights. This is the flat colors. This is light, for example. I changed also the color of the light in this part because in the original drawing has an orange light and the jacket itself is red. So I suppose that orange mm, is not the best option. Maybe I do not know if there is another light projecting and or projecting that color, but I changed it to red. And then I added the occlusion shadows is named. I do not remember. For example, here, and here, more shadows, and then some details to the hair and eyes. And more shadows to give this the sensation of depth that you can see here, for example. So I applied the same things I did with this coloring process with the previous part. In the previous part, this is the result. I think it is decent. I do not have any style of coloring. I do not know if I will change how I color in the future. I like different types of rendering, and it has been pretty difficult for me decide for one. And well, this was the second part of my practice, and what I did after this is do a full drawing made by me without looking any reference and see if, as I said at the beginning, if I'm able to use my actual skills to do a full drawing of a full drawing. And the drawing I did is this one. I used as inspiration a character named Pomni for a show named Digital Circus. Um, but well, I do not. At the beginning, I did not know if use like a human version of her or just a woman doing a cosplay of her, but like in a dark version. That's why the black and white colors. And well, I don't know if you like the result or not, but I must admit that when I was at the final part of the coloring process, I felt very stressed, like I do not want to do this anymore. So some parts are what were made very fast. I felt very terrible at that moment, but I really did not want to continue with this drawing. Uh, Believe me, it hurts me a lot because taking me, I just would I just want to have the real spirit of an artist, and I do not know how to acquire that. Well, for this drawing, I did the same. I tried to do the sketch. First, find the pose. In order to figure out the pose, I did it myself. I did not take a photo of me. Just did it and tried to feel how each part of my body was positioned. And well, after doing the pose, I draw a square like this is the what I want to be seen, and I draw inside of the square. And after that, I continued to improve the pose. Let me. I tried to continue to improve the pose, the perspective, did more more sketches of the pose because from this point of view, from this perspective, it was very difficult for me to figure out how everything should be seen. So I did many attempts. I did many attempts. Also, obviously tried to figure out the possible facial expression. Here are some tries of possible facial expression of the face. And another sketch I tried to do. And at the end, this is the pose with the one it makes me feel like this is the best I can do. When I felt that this was the best thing I could do, then I moved to sketch the cloth in one layer. I don't know if that is good, but well. And after that, what I did was resize this drawing. I did I combined these three layers in one and changed its size to make it bigger and move to the line art, or at least the sketch of the line art, which is this. So this is the sketch of the line art, not the final, not the final lines. And then I did. I have never tried to ink a drawing before, and when I started this was November, the beginning of November, after the Inktober. I tried to see if I was able to ink it. I do not like the result at all. I did not know how to make the face clearer. And well, I added then the flat colors. Let me activate the line art. I have not activated the final line art, and I forgot that the final line art of this drawing is this. This is the final lines of this drawing, and then added the flat colors. And something that I found that is very difficult is how can I make that the gray color can distinguish from a white color. When I was rendering this drawing, the white color, but the gray color looked like it was light and not gray. So for me, it was very difficult to figure out how to make the eyes, the gray of the eyes, not look like light. After the flat colors, I started rendering the face and the hands, and each part of that process was this. And I'm showing this because I do not want you to believe that I used an AI or something like that to help me. And after that, the hair, rendering white hair, it can be a bit difficult. I found different types of how to render the white color or white hair, but I was not able to replicate anyone, so I just used it in my knowledge. This is the process of the white and dark hair. Again, and after that, I rendered everything what is black. So shadows and the shadows of the hat, then some lights, and then occlusion and more dark, more shadows. Then I rendered the white parts, and again the process of that is or was white shadows, more for the hat too, and more occlusion and shadows, and then the eyes. From far away, the texture it cannot be seen, so really it was difficult to make a difference from the white, and then that was the whole process of this drawing. Obviously, I felt very good for achieve this. This will be this is the best thing I have ever done with my actual skills, and well, I usually do not draw a lot every day, despite the fact that I have many hours to do it, and I would like to change that. I have many hours I could spend drawing, to improving, practicing, but as I said, I start to feel like stressed and with passion every time I start to draw, I for like for more than 30 minutes to an hour. I literally I could draw for like 10 hours per day, but I do not know how to change my problem. I hope one day I can change that, but for now I think I must to learn how to live with this. And well, that's it. I want to thank you for watching this whole video, and again, thank you for comprehend or understand why the quality of my audio is it's bad, or at least not excellent. I cannot buy a new microphone. It is impossible for me right now. I- For, for, I must admit, I've been using the same laptop for more than 10 years, and it has been impossible for me change or change it or buy a new computer, a PC. I do not know when I will be able to finally have something new. But this is what I have, and I must use what I have. So for now, I hope for future videos that you can excuse me for this, and also for my English. Probably you have found that my variety of vocabulary is poor. I repeat many words sometimes, and the other reason for that is because my English is poor. I can understand it pretty well when I hear it and when I read it, but talking it, it's a bit complex. I can read complex texts and understand them, but remember the words, it's a different thing. And when I watch videos on YouTube, I usually watch them with a speed multiplied by 1.75, and I can understand everything at that speed, almost the double of speed of the original speed, almost the double time. But that skill is not translated to how I speak and communicate. Well, if you like the video, I will not ask for likes or subscription, because I want people to subscribe or comment or like my videos and content because they feel like they want it. I do not like the idea of force people to like my videos or comment or share them. I only want honesty in any way, in all ways possible. And if I want that, I must to make it clear that I want you to like this video or share it or subscribe to my channel or comment only if you feel a real desire to do it, to do those things. If you do not feel that, please do not do it. I am not looking I am not looking for thousands or millions of viewers or subscribers. Uh, I just want people to enjoy the videos without feeling like they must do something for me. So I hope you can understand this. If one day in a future I can become a VTuber, I will say the same thing. I will not ask for subscriptions. I only want people to subscribe if they want to do it, not because I ask that. I will never say please subscribe or please comment or please like my streams, my future streams. And well, but I know this is the opposite of what most people want. Most people want to have a lot of numbers, a lot of viewers, subscribers, and I'm not looking to for or to become rich or famous. If one day I become famous or I can be seen by hundreds of thousands of people, well, that will be because they want to follow me and subscribe, etc. And about money or commissions, I will I will just accept donations. I do not feel like it will be good to ask or to for commissions. I mean, I do not know if one day accept commissions. I do not like the idea of feel the pressure of do a drawing, knowing that it could take me many hours and days, especially with this problem of not being so patient after I finish the sketching process of any drawing. So I do not want to make people wait for many days or even weeks for the commission they asked to me. So maybe the only thing I would accept in the future in terms of money will be donations. And again, I will not ask for donations I will say the same. If you want, or if somebody in the future want to donate something, will be because that person wants to do it, not because I asked. And well, that's all. I hope you liked the video, and you are free to ask anything if you want, uh, whether it's related to my drawing or me as a person, or whatever. You can ask everything you want. Well, that's it. I'll try. What I will do for now is practice a bit more. I'm practicing muscles and bones again. I practice a lot when I decided to practice, and I want to improve that. And after end my practice of bones and how muscles and are joined or put to the bones, I will try to practice of it different poses, dynamic poses. I have certain ideas of what I want to do to improve better my poses, and after that I will try to do a new drawing, and I'll do a video of how I did that drawing. Oh, and also I have not decided yet if do a video of showing the final result and explaining things like I did in this video, or record a video of the process itself, like while I am doing it. I have never done that. I have never done that, so I do not know how it will result. Recording every stroke of my pencil. I do not know if to that. It will be very helpful if somebody comment what will be better, if just do another video showing the final result and explaining everything, or a video of the whole process. Well, and that's it. Thank you again for watching my first video, and I hope to upload a new one in a couple of weeks. I cannot promise it, but I hope that. Or if I can do it in 1 week more, it will be a lot better for me, but well, my patience and mood problems. Well, goodbye.